Ladies and gentlemen, Genshin Impact is once again facing another controversy, and this time we're talking about the Boycott Genshin hashtag that is currently trending on Twitter. If you don't know what is going on, what is up, what is happening, I will be here to inform you and fill you up in the situation, what is going on. And yeah, so we'll go on to Twitter, alright? The best social media platform to get this information, as it is currently trending on Twitter right now. It will only make sense to go to Twitter and pretty much dive in. Now, let me tell you this, it's really hard to look for every single thing in the game, but luckily I found a thread that pretty much summarizes a lot of things. So first, let's go on to the most important, or pretty much the screenshot that you will most likely see when you check the recent articles. One of the problems within the game is the racism within the game. Many of the enemies within the game, especially villagers, are inspired by indigenous people. This is extremely harmful and demonizes indigenous individuals while disrespecting their culture. Characters are also extremely whitewashed, with only 2 playable characters having darker skin and both of them being seen as sly or villainous and having colorist remarks about them by other characters. This is harmful to any player with darker skin and pushes the idea that darker skinned individuals are somehow lesser than lighter skinned people. Okay, let me first give you a context. Let me give you context to what are they talking about. So basically, you can see a tweet just above here in the thread talking about Genshin is so fucking disgusting for barely putting any dark skinned characters in the game and then describing the ones in the game in the weirdest ways. So let me first address that adding few dark skinned characters in the game doesn't make it bad or doesn't demonize you. It's kind of like having the same mindset of, why isn't Little Mermaid black? Why isn't Zoro Asian or something like that? Why is James Bond not black and just white? That is extremely racist. I can definitely see the resemblance within the two of those things. I personally do not think that that is the case. I mean, we had Attack on Titan, and basically in Attack on Titan, they didn't have any black characters until season 4. You can even see Sasha asking a black person, "Why are you black?" So pretty much, I don't think it is racist at all to put very few black characters in the game. We've only explored 2 countries in the game. Relax, calm down. There's probably going to be a Dendro country, a Pyro country, and it'll probably have black people in it. You'll get what you want. We're just starting at the game, so calm your tits down. Calm down. Okay, just calm your ass. So let's talk about this voice line right here. Basically, it's about Kaya's eye patch. It's a conversation between Paimon and the Traveler. And basically what happens here is that they're making fun of Kaya, or pretty much just assuming that what is under Kaya's eye patch is a white circle, like a white eye. Like instead of a black eye when you punch someone, it's white because it's being covered by an eye patch. People were literally laughing about an anime character asking another anime character why they're black, and they're not being cancelled. If you go to the up of this thread, you can see that Kaya is described to have an exotic appearance. That is literally so weird. Like, why did they feel the need to put that in? Let me give you a little bit of an education within vocabulary. Exotic means originating in or characteristic of a distant foreign country. What does an exotic person mean? Filters. The definition of exotic is someone or something that is foreign. Kaya is Korean. Does not represent anything that is completely bad. It's like saying the word unique. Or of course, according to Oxford Languages and according to yourdictionary.com. Basically, exotic is not in a way negative. In fact, it can be positive. Who knows where Kaya came from? And if you actually go to Kaya's backstory, Kaya has been... I don't mean to spoil you in this one, but since we're talking about a very important issue, I'm gonna have to spoil you with this one. Kaya is literally an orphan, and he only ended up with Diluc. Like, Diluc's family adopted him. Kaya is an orphan, and I'm pretty sure he's not from Mondstadt. He comes from a different place. You get what I mean? So it's pretty understandable to give him that backstory that he is indeed exotic. Okay, now we're gonna go on to Shinya. In Shinya's character story, she's described as scary. The people in the way, this is literally as racist and weird as like when she lines up for the snacks, she looks like, when she does nothing online, her fierce appearance making it look like some villain. Valsian did not care about how people saw her. She did think that scaring others and making trouble for them wasn't good. Now, With the Shinyan being portrayed as like villainous, hey, I may understand that one. I can actually give that credit, but you also have to, we have to understand the people that are residing in Liyue. As of right now, Liyue, there's a lot of like villagers and all of that stuff, and pretty much it's full of old people, like people who are very religious. That is how Liyue characters are portrayed. And let me give you this, okay? Now, I do like the mindset of people in here, like the moment people saw the description and her saying that people are scared of her, people immediately assume that people are scared of her because she's black. Now, who is racist here? Now, basically, if I were to be logical in the matter, why would a person from Liyue, be scared of Shinyan? Why would I be scared of Shinyan? Why would people be scared of Shinyan? Let's break it down into bits, let's make it make sense. People in Liyue are religious, most of them are like old people. They're too religious. They like the old. They're very traditional, And then we have Shinyan, who pretty much plays music, and that is understandable. People love music. People love Barbara. But the thing here is, when you think about it, Shinyan is playing rock music, and she has spikes all around her body, and she emits fire. She freaking performs her signature, and then fire just blows up. I can definitely understand why people would be angry, or not really angry, but like afraid of her, because all of a sudden she strums her guitar, fucking everybody just dies because everybody explodes. That could just be an assumption. What I'm trying to say is that don't specifically assume that the reason people are afraid of her is because she is black. There's a lot of characteristic within Shinyan's character. There's a lot of things within her skills, within their abilities that make people indeed very afraid of her. I mean, look at Diluc. People are scared of Diluc. Look at Lisa. People are scared of Lisa. Look at Child. People are afraid of Child. So I absolutely find it absurd that the reason why people think she's hated is because she's black. I don't think that is the case at all. I think it's an exaggeration. Let's talk about the Hilichurls. So as you can see, this is the video where they are referring the Hilichurls to indigenous people or indigenous group. And basically, you can see that the dance that they're performing there is very familiar to the Hilichurl dance. If you've done the poetry exchange or language exchange from Elon Musk commission, then I guess you could see the dances. I can definitely understand where they're coming from in this stance. Like, it is indeed offensive, like, for example, your own tribe, your own indigenous people being dumbass, being like, oh, rah, 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 just fucking throws a stone at you. In this, I can definitely agree with them on this stance. It's definitely offensive. But then again, we also do not know the lore of this, the lore of Hilichurls. I do think that the Hilichurls are being mind controlled by abyss mages, but anything other than that, I do think that I have to agree. They have to be careful within these type of things, especially with how they portray the Hilichurls. They portray Hilichurls as low intelligent. What should MiHoYo do to fix this? I do think that they might have to do some readjustments within the game, like changing the dances and all of that stuff. It can be solved in multiple ways. For now, let's just wait for MiHoYo's response to this one. Now, another problem or another controversy here. Let's go to pedophilia. The NPC Ulfer claims to be in love with Flora, though she is obviously a young child and he is grown. This is a huge issue and needs to be changed as it promotes pedophilia. This is what the person was talking about. Ulfer, I figured I'd bought a haul from her for everything in the world, Dandelions. One day I'll confess my love to Flora on board a dandelion boat. It's such a shame that my last few attempts have all sunk on their maiden voyages. You might argue that, hey, it's just a different Flora, but I really doubt that's the case because, the Flora likes dandelions, she's a flower girl, and she's probably the one being talked about here. So I went in and did a little bit of a research and went to Reddit. I went to Genshin Impact subreddit, and Redditor said that the NPC thing is all for having a thing on Flora, who uses a child model now but used the adult model in the beta. So most likely they swapped her model and neglected to change his dialogue. Alternatively, she might be some weirdo like Elon Musk who uses the child model but is an adult. We don't really have any evidence of that, so I guess I will give this win or this dub to the people. I do think that this is weird. This is indeed freaking crazy, freaking old man, not really an old man, but like a middle-aged man, not really middle-aged, but like a 20-year-old man having a thing for like a child. That's definitely weird. I can definitely agree with you. There's also the issue of Barbara fan club. Barbara is 16, she's a teenager, and Mihoyo puts adults stalking her in the name of her being famous. Now, I hate to break it to you, but this has happened so many times and portrayed so many times in a lot of things. You want me to start? Okay, let's go. Let's say Jujutsu Kaisen. Takada. Oh shit, I don't know what her fucking age is. Anyways, okay. Next one. Faris from Steins Gate. She is 16 years old. She's basically this idol. Okay, she's really the one from Steins Gate and shit like that. And she's being liked by Daru, which is 19 years old. Maika from Blend S. It's not something Genshin Impact or Mihoyo should be accountable for, because it is indeed a real portrayal of what has happened. It's not condoning anything. It's being portrayed as bad in the game. In the game, they literally give you the option to tell this guy to stop. In the game, it is literally being portrayed as bad and creepy. In the game, Mihoyo is trying to tell you that it is a bad thing. Doesn't mean that it is in the game. The game is promoting that shit. I mean, you're freaking killing characters. You're killing humans, for fuck's sake. Are you saying that Genshin Impact is trying to promote murder? Oh my god, Genshin Impact is promoting murder. Genshin Impact is trying to become a Nazi. I am going to break my nuts and apple. Doesn't mean it's in the game. It's promoting it. Another issue within the game is the pedophilia involved with Diona. How come all my fans are drunk middle-aged men while barbers are all young people? You wouldn't ask me to meow like a cat like those booze hounds at the tavern do, would you? I wouldn't do it. No way, I'm not some little house pet that just shakes my ears so cute and touches my back. I'm Dio, destroyer of the wine industry. Now, I do have to say that this is indeed creepy. This is definitely indeed creepy. Why? Another one here, since we're listing things, Venti's god outfit and the fact that he's treated in such an adult way despite his host being a little boy's body sits extremely wrong with me. Fam, that is not a little boy's body. That is the same body with Aether. I do understand that. I do understand the sentiment, but there are literally ways where you can make your body younger, fam. And Venti's body doesn't even look like a little boy. It looks like a teenager's body, like Aether's body. It's the same height with Aether. Are you assuming that Aether is a little child? Aether is probably immortal right now. We don't know his age. He's the same height as Xiao. He's as beautiful as Xiao. Okay, no, that's a lie. He's more beautiful than Xiao. But still, the point still stands. Okay, Twitter people are freaking woke. There is this segment is definitely the woke part of this argument, pretty much the useless part. Security complaints. Okay, this one is a completely different thing. I'm not going to be talking about this. Everybody knows about the security things. Everybody's getting hacked, buying account. I've actually seen it in a Genshin Impact buy and sell group where an account was being sold and somebody from the comment section was furious because the account being sold was actually hers. So I can definitely see that Mihoyo, yeah, that's something I can definitely agree with. They need to fix their freaking account because there's absolutely shit or bad security within the game. You can get hacked easily. Content push. Okay, this one I'm not gonna be talking about this. It's a completely different matter. I mean, we're talking about racism, we're talking about pedophilia. Anyways, for my takeaway in this video, no, you cannot boycott Genshin Impact. I'm pretty sure the next day, the next week, everything's gonna be back to normal. Nobody's gonna give a shit, and it's gonna be all forgotten. I don't necessarily think that, stating something or saying a controversial thing in a story is bad. Doesn't mean it is said in a story. It's promoting that type of thing. You literally kill people in the game. There are literally animes like, for example, Full Metal Alchemist, and if you know that scene from Full Metal Alchemist, you know what I'm talking about. Are you saying that the Full Metal Alchemist is trying to promote that? No. It is being portrayed as a bad thing in the game. Diona literally says that she doesn't like it, she hates it. So definitely they're not promoting it in any way. And it doesn't even happen in the game. It doesn't even have a cutscene in it. What I'm trying to say here is that the game is not promoting these type of things. They're trying to tell you these things happened and they're trying to portray it as a bad thing. And yes, I do agree that this is definitely an issue. There are indeed issues in the game like the security that must be at utmost priority. And the thing with Ulfer, I can understand that. The thing with Hilichurls. Now I have to leave it to you people. What do you think of this issue? Do you think it's too nitpicky? Do you think it's exaggerated? Do you think it is factual and it actually makes sense? Do you think it's something that MiHoYo should pay attention to and actually change in the game? I do believe that there are indeed some things that they need to change in the game, but as an overall this controversy, what do you think of it? Do you think it's harming to the community? Do you think it's just good? That is all. I will see you in the next episode.